Hey guys, it's Minette. I'm here with another video tutorial for Great Impressions rubber stamps. This week we're going to learn a fun and spooky technique called ghost stamping. Since Halloween is next month, I thought it would be fun to do some Halloween cards. And this is the first that I'll be doing this month using G379 Spiderweb and AA23 Itsy Bitsy Spider. The technique, as I said before, is called ghost masking. And let me give you a closer look. Do you see how right here I've got the dark, richer black, and then on the inside it's faded? That's the technique that we're going for. If you have the supplies that were listed in this post and previously, you are ready to get started. The first thing you're going to want to do is take a piece of vellum and die cut your shape out. And you can see that I've already done that for time reasons. Keep both pieces. You're going to use both pieces and you're going to be adhering them with adhesive that is removable. You can use permanent adhesive, but it's better if it's removable. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of white cardstock and I'm going to create a frame. You saw how my card, let me show you again, has this black frame. I'm going to show you real quick how I did that. I started by taking my vellum and laying it on here, and actually I am going to put a little bit of adhesive, this removable adhesive, just to keep it in place. And I'm going to lay it where I want it. Sorry, it's being a little tricky on me. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Sharpie and trace around. And the reason that I'm doing some sort of a border is so that it can kind of hide any imperfections that I've got going on as I stamp, okay? And after I trace this, I use nesting dies. And so I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to take my larger die of this shape and go like that. I'm going to trace around that and I'm going to color it in. And when I get done with that, I'll be back. Okay, I am back and I have created my frame using the larger die and this negative sheet, okay? So now what you're going to do is you're going to take a little stamp off paper and put your panel that you've created right here. I'm going to take my first stamp, which is the Spiderweb stamp, and some black StazOn ink, and my positive of the die cut, and I'm going to adhere this to the area inside using my removable adhesive. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up my stamp really well and stamp it exactly where I want it. Make sure you get good even pressure. So there's my first one, and I'm going to do it 2 more times to create kind of that background paper feel that I had in my sample. So we'll do one right here. And we'll do one more in this corner. All right. So now I'm going to take away my positive die cut shape, and you can see that that leaves this area completely empty. So I'm going to go back to that negative sheet that I had before, place that over the top, and you can do this one of 2 ways. Oops, sorry, the sticky's on the other side. You can do this one of 2 ways. You can either do the stamp off technique where you use the same exact color, you stamp off and then you stamp again, or if you're like me and you're too lazy for that, you can use a lighter color. And so I'm going to be using a gray to do the inside. So like if you were doing a dark pink, you'd use a light pink. If you were doing a yellow, a dark yellow, you'd use a lighter yellow. And if you're using a really light color, it doesn't work very well. So make sure that these outside stamps are probably a darker, vibrant color tone. I need to clean off my stamp, so just a second, and I will be back. Okay, I've cleaned off my stamp, and I'm going to ink it up with this gray. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my best to line it up with where I stamped before, and I'm going to stamp, and do you see how it's got that lighter gray color on the inside? Do that to the 2 other spots that I stamped earlier. The reason I like the frame is because if you don't line it up perfectly, it's okay, because guess what? The frame hides it. So I've got those in there, and then I took my little spider and I stamped him in the gray right down here. And then because I didn't like how light he was the first time, I also took him and I stamped him over it with the black and created kind of a shadow. I thought that that ended up turning out really cute. So I'm going to do the same thing again. So see how I kind of created a shadow? Let me give you a closer look. See my spider shadow? And then you can just take your vellum off and you've got your ghost mask panel. And you can embellish it, add ribbon, add it to your card. Let me give you a quick look real quick at the card that I created again. I added some ribbon up here and some purple rhinestones for a more Halloween-y feel. And that was it. It was a really quick and easy card to make. Thanks for joining me today. Please make sure to grab the supplies for this card and for the card that we'll be doing next time. The technique that we'll be doing will be another spooky and eerie Halloween technique, and I hope that you join me again. Happy stamping, friends.